Karsch and Anderson, 97.1. Open lines, 248-539-9797. Glad to be with you here on a Thursday in Detroit. Heard there during the update, college basketball tonight. Michigan at Iowa, Michigan State hosting Rutgers. And last night, Big Ten action. Purdue looks broken. Somebody broke Purdue. They slipped past Northwestern to end their 4-game losing streak. Big win for Indiana. Actually, no, it wasn't a big win for Indiana. It was a big not loss for Indiana. And Purdue had lost 3 of 4, not 4 in a row. But anyway, Indiana avoided, they pounded Minnesota, but losing to Minnesota, and that would have been a bubble burst kind of game for them. But I'm intrigued to get your take on this. And it's an interesting debate. The Miami Redhawks are undefeated 30-0. Mm-hmm. But if they don't win the Mid-American Conference tournament, there is a strong contingent out there that say they will not make March Madness. They're 30-0 with no quad 1 games played. Out of 365 teams in Division I college basketball, their strength of schedule ranks 314th.
Yeah, I'm looking at their schedule, and of course they have a max schedule, but their non-conference schedule.
What website are you looking at them on before you say?
ESPN.
Do they have teams that there are no links? Like you can't click on them because they don't have a page on ESPN?
Yes. Several. Like Trinity Christian out of Illinois, or Indiana University East, or Milligan.
Right? They don't even have a link on ESPN.
Milligan.
It sounds like that might just be a bunch of dudes that they had show up at the arena and called themselves Milligan.
Milligan scored 81 points against them.
Did they?
Yeah, Milligan gave up 135.
Okay. Do you recognize, is there any power teams on their conference?
No,
what's their biggest win?
I mean, they start the season Old Dominion. Old Dominion's but they're more known for their women's program from a million years ago.
Yeah.
Air Force. Mm-hmm. Arkansas Pine Bluff. That's a team that you see in the wins a crap conference. They get into the tournament. Well, I mean, this is what they're playing. They're playing crap conference teams. UNC Greensboro is another one of those. Maine. Oh, Maine's a hockey school.
Black Bears. Parents met there.
And then you get to the scheduling at Wright State and Ball State and, Milligan.
Look, they've played a dreadful schedule, and their NET ranking, which is one of the major metrics used by the committee, has them 53rd behind all 4 teams that Lenardi has in his last 4 out. So his first 4 out. So I think it's Auburn, Virginia Tech, Virginia Commonwealth, and San Diego State are in the first 4 out. Miami ranks behind them. If they don't win the MAC, they're undefeated 30-0, and they're in danger of not making it. But herein lies the conundrum. Somebody FOIA'd Miami's basketball program, Freedom of Information Act, or Miami's basketball program, to see if they tried to schedule anyone and got all their emails to power schools about scheduling. And they did. They tried to schedule Marquette. They tried to schedule Pitt. They tried to schedule Wisconsin. They sent emails that went unreturned when it was time to put the schedule together.
They sent them to the right people?
Well, maybe not.
Sent to the swimming coach.
Perhaps. Or they needed to try harder. I don't know. They did. If you try to schedule big boys and all of them say no, so all you can do is add Milligan to your schedule and you go out and you go 30-0, even if your resume doesn't stack up, what do you do with that team?
I mean, it is a conundrum. Look, I don't like the guy who coaches that team who knocked over the speaker. Was it against Western? Was it against Western? Who was it recently where he was walking and got ejected and he was walking out of the arena and knocked over the speaker, broke a DJ's piece of equipment? Yeah. And he got fined for it. Didn't get suspended for it. He got fined for it. Like $5,000 fine, and he had to pay restitution. I don't know, man. They're undefeated. So
that's not a metric.
I know it's not a metric, but they're in a conference and they're undefeated, and they're in the MAC. Okay, so I think they deserve to be in the tournament, but I wouldn't imagine it's anything better than like a 14 seed.
Yeah, well, see, but then they'd be taking away a spot from a more deserving team, resume wise.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you have to tell me which team and look at that team's resume, and I don't know. Again, you play the games that are on your schedule, but when you schedule teams like Milligan, Indiana University East, and Trinity Christian, it's not going to help you out. But those are three schools that did they have to scramble to get that because Pitt and Marquette and Wisconsin said no?
Here's one to Brian Reagan at Pitt. Hey, this is Jonathan Holmes at Miami of Ohio. Saw your post about needing a guarantee game on December 7th. I have that date open. Would love to play. I've been looking for a regional bye game the last couple months. Please let me know. Pitt never got back to him. They ended up playing Hofstra. I'm sorry, Pitt played Hofstra. Miami ended up playing Maine.
On December 6th, yep.
Yep. They emailed Wisconsin. This is Jonathan Holmes. Hope you're doing well. I wanted to reach out to see if you guys are looking to buy games. I have several dates in November and December. Please let me know if you have any interest. No response from Wisconsin.
Does it have a date on when they reached out?
May 28th of last year.
I mean, you're talking.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's an interesting conundrum if they really did authentically try. And
I feel like it's unfair to them because if they authentically tried and then they get denied,
nobody took them up. But it also would then, so we're going to punish the kids at Auburn and give Miami their spot, even though their resume is better. And that's the problem. There should be some reason that, if Miami reaches out to you and everybody says no, they probably should have made a stink about it before the season, or any team that's in that position.
No, or just do it. Keep winning, I guess, right? This is what's dumb, though. They have the conference tournament. It's so dumb.
Well,
this is why I say this is like when I talk about Michigan State and Michigan, I say, okay, they've got the big final game on Sunday, and then the dumb tournament, and then the big tournament. It's a dumb tournament to have a conference tournament. It clearly for teams that are above and beyond, like they should be in. They're undefeated. They've beaten everybody in their conference. And now for Miami, if they were to lose, they get tripped up by Buffalo or Marshall or whatever, or Western Michigan. And Western Michigan damn near beat them the other night. If they get tripped up there, then they're out. All the dreams are done, despite the fact that they won every single game on their schedule leading up to the dumb tournament.
Well, I believe conferences can make the rule that our regular season champ gets the automatic bid, but then there's zero purpose for the conference tournament, like none.
Well, then that's what they're going to have to risk if Miami doesn't win, because, I mean, is there anybody else in that conference that is?
They're one big league. So it's really interesting, but if Miami loses, it's going to lead to raging debate, but it's not like the committee can say, well, they only have one loss, because that's what it would take. And so we're giving them the one loss provision. There's no provision for that. You just have to have the resume. And right now, at this time, they don't. So everybody's going to be paying attention to that. That cares about college basketball, I guess I should say. In the meantime, Gator, today is National Meatball Day.
Oh.
How do you feel about the meatball?
I like the meatball. I don't like the giant meatballs.
I was going to ask you that, Gator. Do you like the softball-sized meatball?
No, I do not.
What's the perfect size?
I think bigger than a golf ball, but smaller than a racquetball.
Okay.
So a little bit bigger than a golf ball.
All right.
And getting a couple of those with your spaghetti sounds pretty good.
Do you make meatballs?
I do not. I've always wanted to. My mom used to make Swedish meatballs. Those were pretty good.
Yeah.
Doug, do you make turkey balls in your household?
We have made turkey meatballs in our household, Kang. Thank you for asking.
Well, Gator looked at me funny.
Yeah.
Because you said, do you make turkey balls? You didn't say turkey meatballs. Then you changed it to meatballs. Yeah, exactly.
Did you make beef balls, Kang?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Like cow balls?
Yes, we have made the turkey meatballs.
Do you guys like breadcrumbs? I mean, is there a certain,
yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Almost everything made with ground turkey needs some breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Or soup mix. Soup mix is good.
Well, and extra, as much moisture as you can put in there, because those things dry up quickly.
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll have like a soup, like a mushroom, chicken, a cream of mushroom soup that you got to put on top of the meatballs and then maybe on some noodles. You hate mushrooms.
I don't like mushrooms.
No. It's really, really good, but I'm not expecting you to like them.
Say cream of chicken, I'd be on board with it, but cream of mushroom.
Well, you can do them however you want.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
This is true. And no, I would do it more traditionally.
How do you feel about the meatball sub? Because the meatball sub, you don't like a mess. And I've never seen anybody that's had a meatball sub that isn't a mess.
Yeah. That's one I feel like you got to cut those meatballs in half and be kind of spread them out along the sub if you're going to do that. I don't typically go for the meatball sub. When I go get a sub, it's typically like a turkey and Swiss, maybe a combination of turkey and ham. If I'm in East Lansing and go to Jersey Giant, it's going to be the turkey and the prosciutto. So I'm typically like that. Sometimes get a tuna fish sub.
I was just trying to find out how you felt about the meatball sub. You use it as a gateway to talk about all your favorite subs.
That's right. Well, because I don't normally get a hot sub, I guess. I don't typically do that. But, if it's sometimes maybe you're in a mood and I'm not against it because it's messy. I'm not against that.
Kang, how you feel about the meatball sub?
I feel weird about it. Like I feel like it stands alone by itself good enough where throw it in a sub. I don't know who the first person thought of this. Just said put it in a sub. Like instead of just with a spaghetti because sometimes they serve like the big meatballs by itself, right? You've been in those restaurants where just
some kind of appetizer.
Exactly.
And you get the softball meatball.
There you go.
I don't like Kenny using his hand like he's cupping the meatball. I'm looking behind
gesturing behind the glass.
Kenny's like,
Do you believe this? He says he's never had a meatball sub. Kenny Cott, I don't believe it.
Come on, Kenny.
Dude,
that's right up your alley.
I've never once, because every time I go to a sub place that serves subs is a place that I would be like, all right, I'll get the Italian or I'll get the cold cuts. I'd much rather have that.
I'll Venmo you after the show. Go get a meatball sub from Subway and let us know what you think.
I will not turn down a free meatball sub.
Is there such thing as a Swedish meatball sub?
I've never heard of a Swedish meatball sub.
Well, what's the difference? You just throw it in a sub too, right?
Well, it's a different kind of meatball
I know,
altogether.
but
It's more of a savory meatball than they're all savory, I guess, when you get to this point. But it's not a red sauce meatball.
I know that, but I'm saying why couldn't we put it in a sub?
I mean, I suppose you could put on some limpa, which is bread in Sweden. I don't know. You could. Some sort of rye component in there, caraway.
Well, Gator's going to keep listing foods. We're going to talk some Pistons today at 11:20 on Karsch and Anderson.
Ask if you're afraid of the answers.
On 97.1.